Growing up in the ends, all I checked was my friends. Where they go, I ride to the end. Look around, you'll find gems. Look around, you'll see men. But the blind lead the blind, cause so many pretend. Crabs in the bucket, we're doomed, so fuck it. I'll gamble my life for a moment of fucking splashing. What they call fashion. Running with the mandem, that's how I'll be living. Run my own race, guarantees I'll be winning. Got love for the money, no love for the music. My mum needs a house, no time for excuses. That talent is useless, passion is confusing. It's in the wrong place like we're searching for Cupid. There's no love in the ends. Thought I loved my BMs, but she slept with my boy and I will never be friends. Fam? Music doesn't pay the bills. Money makes these people still. Chasing money gets you killed. Felt the best when DJ willed. Up the track, wheeled it back, pat my back, load the Mac, mix the track, find the drop. Land on that. I'm the best, that's a fact. Killed the set, back in words that I said. Back in beef, my nigga set. Raise the strap, beef is backed. I got bagged. Death is missed, but jail's a fact. Miss the days when I spat. Miss the days when music wasn't where the money's at.
Like being from the area and being a part of the culture, like we was exposed to that sound early before the rest of the city. Grime's like worldwide now.
I mean, so you learn quickly there's always someone out there that can talk shit and will talk shit and will come. And that's when people come and stop, you know what I'm saying?
The community needs more help from the powers that be. They need elders, we need guidance, we need to come back and help our youth, bruv. Otherwise we're not gonna elevate. Being from Bow, like, music's part of the culture. I mean, grime originated, like, in Bow. Like, well, Wiley created this sound, you know what I mean?
Like, yeah, they're just like music, Bow, you get me? That's when you put Bow, they're just gonna think music, you get it? Wiley, Dizzy, Bow, you get it?
Wiley had Cane Row and the big lips in that, like, but he was a gifted MC, because back then, now we weren't doing that. Everyone was rapping like Americans, you know what I mean? Like, so Wiley was the first one, and all that crew.
I would say my early influences in regards to grime was more pay as you go. More pay as you go, because I just thought Wiley was the best thing I've ever heard in my life. I knew Nasty Crew was hard, and DWE was the best thing I've ever heard. But being an E3 man, I'd never seen anything like Wiley before in my life.
And when I was growing up, remember, you're not hearing grime tunes like that unless you're looking into radio sets at certain times. And if you missed a set and your boy didn't tape it, you're not hearing nothing, do you understand? That's the reality of the situation. You're not hearing it, you've missed it.
Do you not remember coming back from school, like you're rushing back from school and getting your tape?
Cassette tapes, you know, this was like, we're taking it back, bro, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Rough Squad, after Rough Squad, Nasty Crew, then you'd have Roll Deep later. God, man's rushing home to take them.
And I used to listen to him on radio regular. I'm talking about when you have that little antenna, you might have to hold it like this just so it don't go, you know what I mean, the static picks up. I would hold it through the whole set just to hear Will spit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like Deja Vu, big up Deja Vu as well, 923, you know what I mean? I know every man used to run home and slap in their little tapes.
When the DVDs started coming out, like Risky Roads, Practice Hours and all that stuff, and you could get the DVDs and watch it on a PlayStation or DVD player, blah, blah, blah. That's when you're first clocking like, rah, that's what ghetto looks like. Rah, that's what this man looks like. That's what this, like you just used to hear voices them days, innit?
Fucking Rhythm Division, after school, flip him, run into Rhythm, gotta get the new tunes and that. Yes, bro, those were the days.
That was the music days. That was.
When I first started listening to music and getting involved in music, it was jungle drum and bass days. You know what I'm saying? So it was people like Wiley, Plague Alero.
If I'm being real, it was more Fire Crew, Ross Squad, and Dizzy Rascal.
Nasty Crew. You had fucking Ross Squad. That was, see, like them two right there, that was my two favourite crews in the ends.
I would choose Ross Squad. But that's because of the whole thing
like, so beats, and then obviously the man in that spit. That overall, I would put that overall deep. But in terms of like, just the spitting thing, what you said, I literally would have to zero in on that point, like.
Paco and his brother, Breakfast Man, Maxwell D, Genius, Slimzy, Target, all of them, man.
Roll deep on nasty, so roll deep. Yeah, roll deep.
Nasty Crew and Rough Squad. They were my personal favourites too.
Because I see them as DWE, Wiley. I know them for very much of my life, so I don't see them like as superstars. To me, they're just normal people. But I see in the reaction, like girls screaming and that, like man them screaming, I'm thinking, rah, like that's where I know, like this is big. Like,
So people like Wiley and all them, man, they was the people I looked up to, because my dad used to do raves and all that sort of stuff. And they was the hood celebrities back then, you know what I mean? And it just carried on for them, man, for years to come, you know what I mean? So yeah, them man was the ones that I looked up to. I wanted to be a DJ or an MC like them, you know what I mean?
Rough Squad being from the area as well, they're only a few years older than man. So like these were the inspiration for us guys in the end, you know what I mean?
Like even when Skepta used to come to the manor, like and Kano and that, and seeing them, and I don't know them, so I see them coming, and to me, I'm a fan. So them hanging about Wiley and the way people talk about DWE, Wiley, Target so highly, that's when I thought, wow, they're big.
Because there was people from my area that were well known, everyone would be like, oh, did you hear my man's song? Did you hear my man's song? Like, and they're from the area, so that's inspiration.
Like being from the area and being a part of the culture, like we was exposed to that sound early, before the rest of the city, before these other cities, before other countries, like Grime's like worldwide now.
I thought it was just normal, but it's like, people would just come up to you and say like, you from Bow, yeah? Like, and Bow is just, once they say Bow, it's just classified as music as well, like Grime, like, you get it, like, say Bow, you might as well say music, you get it?
We was the shit. We did a lot of things. We gave the world Dizzy Rascal and Wiley and Rough Squad. You know what I mean? We gave people grime and shit. They didn't know what grime was until them times. So, I believed in the hype afterwards once I look back on it, you know what I mean?
Like the world, like even celebrities, like Idris Elba, you know what I mean, doing a tune with him. Like, what, are you mad? Wiley from Play Street for our youth club, he's doing a tune with Idris. That's crazy to me. Crazy.
I thought I could do the MCing thing, so I wrote a couple lyrics once, but I've never ever sprayed them. I've never ever sprayed them, but I've written a couple lyrics.
About year 8, when you're around the estate, man them, whatever, with a little dead bar or whatever.
I'm sure everyone did spray it, like clubs and all of them something.
Yeah. Probably,
Yeah, I mean, everyone
had a bar.
I was spitting everyone else's
I'm
bar.
kind of sure everyone got a wheel up at a club.
I'd fucking jump on and start spraying
I've never sprayed.
I think Luger hit Ritty's bar first, and we was like, yeah, that's sick. And then Fuser got his bar together, and I was like, nah, I need to go over and write a bar. I need to try something. And that was it. And then Birdie was the beatbox guy. And you know what I mean? We was creating our sound balls.
There was 2 different crews. There was Big Timers, and then there was Wolfpack, and then there was the older Wolfpack.
I roll in a pack, but on my own I can still open your back. I don't care if you're strapped. When the time comes, you really prefer to use that, don't chat. I don't compete to attack. Get out of line, you get hit with a back. If you survive and you wanna come back, don't act like you don't know where the sack was. My niggas don't with the scraps. My niggas make money for the collapse. My niggas don't play games to the strap. Don't put your weight too low in your back. I'll be knowing the next one, they back now. Don't go by too low to the back.
The MC inside was more Rico, Wiley and all them man, and watching them man that MC at my dad's under 18 raves and all that. And I was thinking like, yeah, that looks sick. I need to get involved in that.
I could like replay things that I heard. So then I was kind of the guy in school where, you know, in music, there'd be like keyboards and that everywhere. I'd be the one playing like a melody, and then the man then would be spitting on it and that. Like, I was that guy. So then all of that adding together, that's what formed to make me like get more into music.
I was in Wolfpack, but I was a man on my own as well. Like I was doing my own thing as well as being with them man as well. I was with them because most of them I know.
I was rolling with Shankster, would be my right-hand man back in them days there. when we was going hard at music, like we would feed off each other. Do you get it? Like when we're writing bars, it'd be me and him writing bars together.
I didn't put myself in one, but the Wolfpack thing was just like, it just happened. But I didn't ever say like, no one ever said to me, yeah, you're in this, and I never said, yeah, I'm in this. Like, it just was that.
They were your main friends.
Same year, who I was with anyway, like, it just so happened like that. There wasn't ever a day where there's like some recruitment or nothing like that.
So like the Wolfpack had Gift, All-in-One, Stamina, they had them and they're there. So when you get younger Wolfpack, they're going off Wolfpack.
Yeah, cool.
So it's kind of like...
Wolfpack didn't blow.
I didn't say they blew like that, but they had a name.
Because in that stage, I thought that Wolfpack were gonna be the, you get it? They had MCs that were kind of established at that stage. So I'm trying to go on, let me go with a cut shoot. Do you get it? If you want to keep it in the hood, you're not really wanting to break a fence. Do you get it? I'm trying to elevate.
I didn't really realise how big Wolfpack actually was. Like, Wolfpack was a big deal. Like, even now, when people say to me, like, you was part of Wolfpack, innit? Like, yeah. But I just see it as like, it was me and my brethren, didn't it? I was on the ends with my boys, and that was it. That's how I saw being with Wolfpack.
That Wolfpack, I don't know, but the other Wolfpack, the best was All-in-One to me.
Yeah, what? Are you about to talk about young Wolfpack?
Every All-in-One or Wolfpack? Stamina.
Yeah, if you talk about the whole of Wolfpack, then it's gonna have to be fucking...
Maybe Stamina, yeah. Stamina's alright.
But we was going to link all big DJs and all that sort of stuff. I met people like Chantel Fiddy because of it and all that. I met, what's the other one, man? Taking photos and all that stuff. I met her because I met bare people because of Grime and because of being in Wolfpack and just having that affiliation.
In Wolfpack, Stamina was my favourite. Like, cold.
What, Trooper was never Wolfpack, was he?
He was at one stage.
Well, when Trooper was Wolfpack, I'd say Trooper.
That's when he went to Musketeers.
When Trooper was Wolfpack, I'll say Trooper.
Yeah,
When he left,
yeah.
I'd say All In as well. Titty sucking and fucking them all. What? Yeah, come on. Everybody knew.
But that younger Wolfpack, I don't know who's the best out of all of them. That's a hard one.
The younger Wolfpack.
From younger Wolfpack?
Yeah.
My God.
Crisis, Chuckles, Swings, Villas.
Sorry, it was Chuckles. I always thought he stood out in their crew. For some reason, I liked him anyway. If we're not talking Merkston and Stam and we're talking the youngers, Chuckles all day long.
Chuckles, are you sick? Chuckles cold, bro. Yeah, Jack, wavy.
Chuckles. And I remember meeting Chuckles on the road. See where that tower block is there? I remember meeting Chuckles on the road round there because his mum lived opposite mine. And my little sister Jodie, she was like, yeah, I know this kid from school, his name's Chuckles, he's sick. I was like, all right, cool, bring him, let me hear him, innit? He come, he just went off. I think I played a beat out of someone's car and he went off. I was like, all right, say nothing, innit? I'm gonna bring you to Gift. And I brought him to Gift and Gift was like, yeah, we'll put him in the youngers, definitely. And that was it, boy.
What separated? Do you know it was? They hanged about with each other. Like that was their group of friends, and us lot, that was our group of friends. You know what I mean? It's not like we was all grew up from young, emerged as one.
When it comes to music, there was two crews, which were big timers and Wolfpack. So there's basically everyone was together, but when it comes to music, there was separations of two categories of big time.
Do you think this caused animosity between the two crews?
Yeah, I reckon it did, yeah.
Where we started to split into crews, it's like, man favoured a certain man because he was hard at spitting or whatever. So you tried to make this elite crew of spitters, but then we had our team, and then we was like, wow, we can spit.
I smoke the herb till it hits my brain cells, relax and maintain, man. I gotta stay stealth, keep above the poverty line. I gotta make wealth, I went Joe, I came out nothing but my same self. You gotta maintain, man, to keep your papes up. You gotta maintain, man, to keep your rates up. Watch out for snakes who boy, you best keep your papes tucked away in the safe straight up. I grind to make ends meet, to put shoes on my feet. Give me the pen and pad and I'll beat the chat with grease. Like arms in the streets, drive-bys, yeah, that grease. Goons in the back seats. Shit, yo, still moving shots off the street corner, man, I've warned ya. Yeah, my heart is full of vengeance. Jake's still on the scene, snakes are giving evidence. This the life of the estates, I try to be benevolent. Safety comes first, weapons are most relevant. Gang straps and borers, whatever keeps it militant. The colour of my skin proves I'll always be an immigrant. Surrounded by racism, that's why I'm so ignorant. Smoking half an ounce just to keep my mind stimulant. Every colour you to city cool, they see no difference. Shit.
You can be my favorite rapper, but I need to have heard enough to make me make that decision. So you might not ever make songs, like you might have like 100 bars, but you never make songs in the studio. But if I know what your bars are and I like them, then I can say you're better than them. But if I don't even know what your bars are, then I can't.
Is that fair to say why Wolfpack had more success than Big Timers then?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I don't even know if Big Timers ever went to a studio session ever.
We were still friends whilst we was in the two separate things, you know what I mean? Still are now, yeah, but obviously we had our lot that you grew up with day ones. And there was their day ones, you know what I mean?
Big Timers were on the kind of thing, we want to keep it strictly in the hood, you get it? And the Wolfpack, well, we want to invite other MCs from different, you get it? But the Big Timers, they want to keep it in-house music, you get it?
My crew was Big Timers. Armour was Big Timer. That was his alias.
For me, and many others around me, it didn't turn out to be more than just, you know, a youth club or maybe an odd little, nothing. Made a few tunes.
He wanted to put this crew together, and then he had like Wax. Like Wax was man's Don, and that was Wax's big G, you know what I mean? So that's how man got introduced to Armour. And he was like, yeah, I want to make Big Timers, and you man can like link up with Younger Nasty and do. So I mean, there was a pathway, but really, I think we was just too involved in the street thing, really, to be taking the music serious.
I don't know, you know. It's like these man, it's like they weren't even musicians. Like, it's nuts. It's like they was not even musicians. So it's hard to say, because the only bars I heard from Lugar was like E3TV.
Spat in the youth club, it was fun. It was a hobby. I never saw it as anything more than that, to be honest. I never had the dream of becoming an artist, me personally.
He was just like, he was outside in general rather than like trying to do music. Inch, same kind of thing. Like Fuse was sort of in the middle, he'd do like the odd thing here and there, but I would kind of be going back to like what they done on that.
Other than Armour, I think if my memory serves me right, I was a fan of all of them. Because they all had a little something that I liked.
No, I can't even pick him because, like, really, you won't really even think about music like that.
Who's that?
Inch.
Yeah, but Inch is hard.
Inch is hard, but Inch can rap, do you know?
Like assembly.
A favourite? I don't think I had a favourite, you know? I think I would have said Fuse, maybe. Maybe I would have said Fuse, maybe, you know? But yeah, their mum was cold, they was doing their thing.
I don't even know if you remember this. I had this competition for poetry, yeah? And Inch is 2 years older than me. And it was like a football thing. And I remember like, I needed help with it, and then he came around and he done this, it was so sick. The poetry was sick. I don't think I've written anything. I think it was all Inch. Inch done everything.
You get me? Me and Lugs had that vibes with the thing, and we had that kind of vibe, you get it? Like, that stage, me and Lugs were the Gallus, so it's like, you get it? We had them kind of vibes, you get it?
Inch just wrote this poem, and I got the second best poem in fucking Tower Hamlets. Yeah, and I told him, like, they called me down to come to some like award show, and I didn't even go, like, do you know what I mean? I didn't go because, again, African parents, they don't really rate a lot of things, like, blah, blah, blah. But Inches, I thought, yo, it's the second best poetry in Tower Hamlets.
Delusion. Fuse, that's my little brother. Fuse, that's my little brother. Love Fuse, that's my brother. Like, I've all of them, away from my actual little brother. Fuse is like my little brother. You know what I mean? He's been next to me more than any of them. Yeah, and he will vouch for that. That's my brother. But if we're talking MC, delusion by a mile. And that one upsets me as well because he should have blown. He was so hard. He was so hard.
Them man had the potential to do stuff as well because obviously they've got their own kind of way of doing things. And it wasn't like Wolfpack either. The Wolfpack was more like, I can't say friendly, but it was more friendly than Big Timers was.
When it comes to them man there, and that's another thing that pisses me off because we come from the curb, but we found a way out. You get me? A lot more of them man, Big Timers, or even younger Wolfpack, a lot more of them man have been in prison than my set of brethren. And that's because we had this, we had the music, we had it all. You know what I mean? They didn't get a chance like that.
Women legends, I drink Baileys, a zoo in my mouth maybe, drawing ladies. They say I'm crazy, they're like 32 with babies. I say I'm 21, baby father with 2 babies.
It's real, we got steel, we pack guns, so what's the deal?
I could say, yeah, that's I was just involved because that's what I was from. Where I was from, that's what everyone was doing, was music. So the people that everyone that I was around was doing music. Yeah, so I fucked with the music for a little bit.
Again, we're from the ends, like where most man can rap. I'm not gonna lie, like, where did you learn to do that? Well, I'm from Bow. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't even take this music thing serious, but trust me, I could drop a couple bars for you, you know. I got gems, you know, and that's how we always been, you know.
I felt that kind of from even the start, like when it was Wiley and Busy, I felt it from them times because I would have been in like year 9 or something like that. Going to school, and then there's people in my school and they're listening to like people from my ends.
I don't think I actually paid attention to it like other people did from outside because I was in it. I was in the ends. I was around all of these men that did music, and there was bare man on the ends that did music, whether that was drum and bass days and then later into garage and grime. And then it's only when you like look back on it and you think, rah, like the hype of Bo was actually mad.
And obviously these were the times when like Wiley or Dizzy, he might say something about Bo, and then it's sort of like, little things like that, it makes you feel like there's someone putting your area on the map kind of thing, whereas before them, that wasn't a thing. Like, there wasn't anyone that had done it.
And the work ethic we didn't have back then, like Wiley, Target, look at Target now, you know what I mean? He's doing wonders. Look at Wiley, even like, look at all them people, look at Dizzy Rascal.
I don't think I ever did want to be that. Probably because maybe I just didn't believe I had it in me. And if I could have done anything different, that would have made me become something much more in the music game. Maybe that would have been devote every single minute, hour and day to it, which I just didn't fancy doing. So if I could have changed something, I would have changed that because that maybe would have given me a better chance, but I didn't want to. Do you know what I mean? I had other dumb little things on your mind, you know, when you're that age.
I thought I was too gassed up, you get me? I thought I was too gassed. Remember man's little youths, and man want to smoke weed before we go in the rave and shut down the rave. The bouncer saying you can't come in the rave and do your set because you're smoking, but everyone can do the thing. Someone else that was up at the stage was then had to, like the bomb squad when because that's who we used to argue with. One of them ended up taking my place. I was like, referee, that is mad, do you get it?
But in hindsight, I really should have just concentrated on one thing and then mastered that and moved on to the next one. But I never, and it just is what it is, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's one of them things.
Certain man showed me that, you're talented, you know, you're hard. And like, I remember years ago, I don't even know if he remembers it, but Maniac gave me a couple instrumental CDs and was like, write tunes and like, Inch, do this, do that. And I never did, but look at Maniac now, like, guy, you get me? He's a guy in the scene, big him up as well, you get me? But it's like, he saw something in me that I clearly didn't see. But obviously, man didn't utilize that. Man wasn't in the studio, man wasn't writing bars like that.
I would have kind of tried to write some bars and that, like, and try to be in that adrenaline, because I could have, if I would have took it seriously, and I wanted to really do it, but I could have like that's winged it and that's been in part of the man with the crew.
Don't think it was just a solo thing as well, because remember I was in like, there's a band here, isn't there? There's your crew or whatever, there's a lot of y'all, and when we was all in it, and obviously, if 80% of the people you're around drop out of that and start picking up something, because maybe like, you know, like being a sheep or whatever, but I didn't mind dropping it and reaching out whatever they was doing with them, because as I said, music wasn't really something that I craved like that, do you know what I'm saying?
It's just like, I don't know, in that stage is that it's who you're chilling with. So certain people are on different kind of things, innit? Certain people want to be on the roads and certain people just want to be on this music thing, plus go and say, do what they're doing with their other friends and do that lifestyle. But certain man in them kinds won't respect that, so man don't want to be with them man. So that's what's going to be the separation.
I didn't really care about music that much. I'll be honest, I really didn't. I think it was just it was just like a forceful thing. Like my dad did music, so it was like something I had to do. And it got to a point I was like, I don't really care about doing this. I'd rather do something else. This ain't making me money. I could be out on the road making money. I'll go and do that instead.
So you're a money man?
Yeah, I cared more about money. That was it, man. That's the truth.
Yeah, if I really wanted to pursue it, I would have what I would do different is like put myself around music man, sound man, and like try to learn the game a lot more, be in the studio, like how I'm a personal trainer now, I'm in the gym, innit? You know what I mean? If you're gonna do this music thing, you gotta be putting it in.
Yeah, they would have to acknowledge that, because they were all good, but they would acknowledge themselves, like they didn't do anything, like they didn't go studio, they didn't go anywhere to like move forward with music. They were just outside, which isn't enough to like do anything in music. Like, it's enough to get experiences to talk about like in your music, but if you're not, they literally didn't ever make songs. So that's what can you say, like?
I don't want man think you're gonna just drop one tune and bust. And it might come across that some artists are doing that, like, oh, he's dropped one tune and he's bust, but no one ain't seen the catalogue, no one ain't seen the work man's put in. Man ain't seen man writing 300 tunes and everyone laughed at them tunes and not rating them, and then he's got the one banger now, you know what I mean? So it's like, you got to put that graft in.
For a lot of the time of me doing music, because I started so young and I was getting results quite quick, I've never really felt the like lowness maybe that some people have felt, where they've like been banging their head against the wall and seen no results. Because I sort of got lucky, started young and got results, I haven't had L's like that in terms of like losing willingness to continue. That's what I would say.
It weren't my thing, but definitely I would have probably just like kind of like at least tried it. Because I think everyone, like a lot of MCs or rappers or singers, they start as a hobby. That's like, yeah, and then they take it seriously at a later stage. I wish I would have like, so I got bars, but I just didn't take it seriously.
So we never really released tunes and shit.
Can you
like
remember
that.
the one time though, yeah, that we got put on some flyers and we was meant to do some dance? It never. This is what I'm saying. Wait, huh? I can't even remember where it comes from, but I remember one time we was on some flyers.
Gone to that.
But the thing, it never went forward though.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It got shut down for some. I can't remember why, but yeah, cuz.
Like no one had the love in it as other music's still going off and still thinking. People are not respecting grime. Places getting shut off every time you do a fucking dance. You get it. It's going to raves and they were getting locked off once. You get it. So really in that, you got to the stage where if you're going commercial, man were getting onto you. So it was like really sort of show thing, and what are you really gonna, you get it?
Sound like peer pressure.
Yeah, bare peer, you get it. It's bare peer pressure in them things there, you get it.
I'm not gonna say their name, but I know a few MCs who could have been big, could have been like the Wileys or the Dizzy, but they just didn't have that same work ethic, and they did stuck to the roads doing what they done, which is you can't blame them because that's the society we lived in.
I can't say it's easy, but I don't have to. It comes like organically to me. That's what I want to say. Yeah, it comes organically to me. So for some people, for them to do music, it takes more away from them to like apply themselves to it. But because of the way that I look at it and the like amount of time I put into it to get to a certain level, I don't look at it that way. I sort of just like do what I feel like and then see what happens, rather than overthinking certain things and thinking, no, I'm gonna try to do something else. Like
The street, see you can rap, boss with me, you won't beat me. Big time is next, good to boss, bleed. That's not gangsterish, no matter how it get down, that's gangsterish. Big we're floating about to this. BT said just bounce to this, come again. That's not gangsterish, no matter how it get down, that's gangsterish. Big we're float, bounce to this. BT said just bounce to this. BT niggas, heartless niggas. Rock that street and me fuck up niggas. Me drop for black things, pull those triggers, that's when you know. Fucking niggas, that BT niggas, heartless niggas. Rock that street and me fuck up niggas. And me drop for black things, pull those triggers. Look. I've been knocking the drop in the record, bitch like a boffin. Dropping the shot in the sitting, bitch like a boffin. That gangsta kid, no, not bluffing. I want back my fist off your face. Make your face look misplaced. I'm entering the game here, just like AIDS. Mistakes in this game like toothpaste. Yo, look. And this birds, and I'm big in the bitch, make pig in the bitch, that's gangsterish. Off your face, so bad, my face. No, sick that I'm gangsterish, and I start my grind for this. See you when I'm for this. Pull up the man, them don't grind for this. Ain't got time for this. Big time gangsterish. Yeah.
Well, after speaking to a lot of young people and people that had studios in the area, I thought there was room to open a studio and to get some talented individuals in there, working together with other people like themselves, and to make some really good music and to help our community with the proceeds of what we got if it was to kick off in a money way.
I remember I put on my first little party in youth club, and Wiley was MCing, Target was on the decks. We were about 13 years old, and I still remember this to this day how mad it was. Like that's when I started getting into club promotion. By then, the question is basically why didn't I follow suit? Because I can't MC.
For 2.5 years, we was very successful with what we done. We had kids from all over England coming to the studio, all making music together.
Bruv, I used to go like Link Centre. Like we always go Link Centre. You see Bo, yeah, back in the days, yeah, like, I can't even describe it. Like, it was just like golden.
But it was fun, I enjoyed it, you know what I mean? Met new people. That was the thing, the in thing, innit? That was it, man. Yeah, bro.
Ian Mercado. Has to be that still, has to be that. Like, I used to go, basically all of them, like Link, Weavers.
There was a few
Westbury Club, I'd say.
There was a few.
I'd say Westbury Club.
That was a bad club.
Westbury Club was a bad boy one.
That was a bad club.
Do you know why?
Weavers
Because everyone
sick,
came to
man.
Westbury Club. Everyone.
Everyone came to
Mercado was
Weavers.
just us, man. And maybe a few.
Weavers. You go school, come back, Ian Mercado, clubs, everybody's there. So I mean, everyone's rapping. So I mean, I say rapping, everyone's spraying bars. So I mean, there's guys on the decks.
I was more of a Morpeth Club guy because I had a lot of friends in Bethnal and that as well. So I used to go there more, and they had decks and that. So man used to just go there with the records and thing.
There's just, everyone's just vibing. Do you know what I mean? And there's everyone. And then you might go to Link Centre after, and everyone's like in the youth club, everyone's in the basketball cage.
Ian Mercado was probably the best because it had bare people coming from all sorts of places. Like one day Gets might just pop up or something like that. Like them man had F Radio and then they came straight to Ian Mercado straight afterwards.
I know that.
Yeah.
No, you're the first person to mention that a name like that came to the youth club.
He used to come all the time.
No one said
Nah, maybe not all the time, but he used to come once a month or something with lights.
We had lots of youth from different areas mixing, making music together, gelling together, and just getting on with each other.
The one that's closest to McDonald's.
Alright,
The Adventure Playground one. That one was hard. The Adventure Playground was there as well. You could come out and go on it. Bro, nah, that one was hard.
I never went to that one.
That one was hard. That one
I wasn't really at that. I probably went there maybe 2 or 3
Bare
times.
people used to go. Bare cliques used to go there. Bomb Squad, you man.
For me, it was more. I was at Mercado,
Lansbury was alright.
Lansbury
That
Club.
was, I can't remember what it's called, but it was the one in Bethnal Green behind the McDonald's. That was the one, it might have been Meafy Gardens.
We used to go to all the youth clubs in the area. We used to go to different areas in the borough. And literally that's what it was about. It was about the clashing thing at the time. Who had the best lyrics and like who could get one over on the next man and do. But this was a big thing, you know what I mean? So yeah, I would say that was it.
You know, I didn't see it like, yo, they're a gang. No, they was friends, all hanging about in their unit, and come up and, yeah, we'll do some music with these guys, you know, we'll do some music with these guys.
Yeah, because we came up in the era where it was all about clash and, like, it was like venting about what was really going on in the streets, but we were trying to it was coming into the music as well, so the whole clashing, there's a lot of angry youths out there, bro.
With that, Big Timers and Wolfpack didn't clash in that in that kind of thing. Do you get it? We would clash, say, the Isle of Dog boys that were called Bomb Squad and that. That's who we was going to clash. So it would have been Big Timers and Wolfpack linked up together against Bomb Squad and what other crews were linked up together, say Wildlight, Ones or whatever oppositions in them days, whether ops they call it now, you get.
There was a lot of in-house problems in the ends as well, so don't feel like it's like, when there was Big Timers and there was Wolfpack, there was also Bloodshedders, which was all of us kind of thing.
What I was trying to do was like, let's get away from street music, let's make commercial music. So as you said, Nate was an expert at making commercial music.
You'd try it out, like, you get it, like you'd have them bars, everyone would, you get it? Because remember Wifey Rhythm come out and that, everyone wanted to write a Wifey Rhythm after that, you get it? And that was, you get it, everyone done one, like a letter to your wifey, you get it?
I think at the time, where it's at now, is like, man are making music, right? For different sort of feelings. Like you got Tion Wayne, he's all about that turn up, party, whatever, like a sneak bowl kind of thing, you know what I mean? But then you've got your conscious rappers now.
And everything's changed now. There's certain things that you could do now that you couldn't do before.
When you trying to get an hardcore gang member to behave like that as well, it's a difficult thing because they're not going to let themselves go in front of their mates and start singing, I love you, instead of, I'm going to put a cap in you or whatever, yeah? You know, like, so there's that difficulty that you had to face there.
But back then it was one lane, bruv, you know what I'm saying? It was like, what was my man's name? What was his name? Napa. Yeah. Oh, crack your skull. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's bare aggressive, bro. And it's like, this is what the youth were expressing at the time.
But it was fake, like, you get it? Like, you don't even know each other and you're arguing, you get it? It's not even real life, like, so all of this stuff, like I said to you, right now has to have a meaning to it, otherwise it's fake. And you're not gonna get rated if you're talking shit.
All right, so the fire camp thing, yeah, that was, to some people, it may have seemed fake, but there was aspects of it that was very serious. So people like Rico and Gift and that, they was taking it serious. There was something to prove for them. They weren't having it from them lot over there.
Obviously, because that's my people there, we're a unit, innit? We're there, we're the best, we're the hardest. We're a team, one for all for one. And the opposition think the exact same thing. And then that's when pride and testosterone and pride and all, you know, all that shit kicks in. And
same as some of them on their side sort of thing. Like when they came to Roman to a set in Rhythm Division, it nearly kicked off. Round here somewhere, I don't know what happened, I weren't there. By them times I was doing stuff with Risky Roads and rolling with him everywhere around London and whatnot. But from what I heard, it nearly kicked off and them man nearly never came to the set and all that sort of stuff. So it was serious, some aspects of it was serious, but some aspects of it was very hyped up and flamboyantly fake, you know what I mean?
And I find that wasn't good for the scene at that time, but the scene needed to go through that to elevate. I think hip hop went through that phase as well, where it went through that gangster rap phase, and now within hip hop you've got different genres. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like this is what's happening with the music now.
It's a shame because there's so much talent on the streets, but they just can't get rid of that kind of that street mentality. We have to get rid of it if we're gonna make it successful.
But yeah, I definitely would say that, yeah, at the time it was just a lot of aggression and the violence was coming into the scene and that, you know what I mean? But I feel like it was a lot of street guys
that weren't necessarily music, man, trying to do music. And this is where it got mixed.
We're shelling as always, you get me? Any youth club man go to, big timers are shutting it down. Other man are gonna come and try and do
the same thing, yeah.
Well, I know that one of the main things that went down, obviously everyone knows about all of that, the 2 areas in Tower Hamlets, you know what I mean? Fucking, yeah, I'm sure I remember it started off with a clash.
Yo, plans on my head. Old tight all the goons that are on the street flagging red. I got the goons, my bitches, but I'm fucking broke. I take a look at my life and it's a fucking joke. So I'ma step up a level, hit them with degrees. Know that I have to do this, cause it's the plans I see. Plans on my head, and I'ma fucking follow them till there's grands on my bed. Understand what I said, I'm in it for the ched. My bandana's red, but that's the last thing that's lurking through my psychopathic misheard.